Happy Prime Day, Brandon. How are you, buddy?
Hey,
And,
sorry.
and you're busy closing a deal. I got it.
No, no. I'm trying to get my audio working. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Hey, yeah, no, work on your thing. I'll just do a quickie for everyone out there because here's the thing with Prime Day that uh, I love. What on the one hand, I love what Amazon does. Everything is on a timed special, right? You got these flash deals that come and go. So I wanted to give you guys or show you guys the flash deals that I'm looking at personally. And right now, it's all about movies. I think movies are something that you're going to hold on forever, and especially discs may disappear sooner or later. And we'll talk about later why I think discs may end up disappearing. But for now, I did share all the current flash deals for movies. So we'll go through them real quick and why I think these are great deals. If you happen to be listening, it's morning here in California, but lunchtime everywhere else. So if you are taking a break and checking out what is great on Prime Day, there's a lot happening on Prime Day, obviously. And we'll talk about TVs and so forth throughout the rest of the day. But we'll talk about movies right now because movies are easy, they're fast, and it's an impulse buy, right? So Jurassic World, I'm going to start with that. This is a standard for most movie enthusiasts. If you have a home theater, you want to run your base. What I love about this 5-movie collection is all 5 movies, from the original Jurassic Park all the way up until whatever, right? You got it all. So what you have here is the entire collection and so forth. I think it's great for the price, and it's if you don't have a couple of these, might as well get the whole thing. Now, the big deal here is if you really want to show off your base, $30 for 5 is not bad. So that's one of my selections. What are your thoughts on Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, Brandon? Have you watched them? Is that one of your favorites, or have you forgotten what the plot line is because it's been so long? There we go. Let me go to the next one. Okay. Next up, we have another good one, I think, that is worth collecting, which is 1917. Another great price. $10. Normally $20. I think $10 for 1917. It should belong in everyone's collection, mostly because this one is all about motion in terms of they're trying to do the single camera effect. I think it works out well, but for me, it's actually the colors. So if you went out and bought yourself a brand new OLED TV or a QLED or maybe one of the QNEDs, and you're all about wide color gamut, I do think that this is awesome to show off color. It really is. And to everyone that just joined, if I don't get to your questions, just keep on trying. I'm trying to go through as many of these deals as I can, and sometimes I might miss it. But this is a warm-up show, though. So, and if we don't get to your questions on this one, remember, in an hour, we're all moving over to Brandon's channel. And Brandon's got so many guests lined up this week. I mean, he's been working hard lining them up. I helped him a little bit, but honestly,
you helped a lot, man.
No, dude, you stayed up until 3 a.m.
It's all right.
Yeah, I went to bed early. I was like, you know what, Brandon, this is all you, baby. You've earned it.
You did a lot. It's a cool thing, and I got my audio. I couldn't. For some reason, I was trying to get this. It was just that the volume on the Power Beats was way low, so I couldn't hear anything, and I'm sitting there freaking out.
No.
But it's good. I'm good. By the way, I love that 1917 movie. Is crazy. It's a crazy movie. I mean, I can't believe it looks like they literally did it in one shot or whatever.
I know. Cool. I mean, I'm sure they edited it or whatever. But
well, yeah, they showed some of how they did it, but it's like one continuous shot. But yeah, it's a really cool movie.
Another one, and I know many people complain about the dialogue track because it's hard to hear, but I did see it recently, and now I'm going to add this to my collection as well. I love the plot on this, and it's a great price. I mean, $13, brand new. Obviously, you can always get it used and so forth. But again, the reason why I think some of these Blu-rays are great prices is it might not be long for the world. And at the end of the list of the movies that I found, and these are all kind of like flash deals, some of them, they'll disappear in a couple of hours. So it's no big deal. I mean, at worst, you're saving $8. So, don't drop everything and pull over to the side of the road just to get Tenet, right? But it's kind of fun. If you want to be part of Prime Day, you can tell your friends, I got something on Prime Day. it's nothing cheaper than a movie, right? So that's why we're kind of start you guys off slow. I don't want you investing in a $2,000 TV to regret later. Oh, I should have waited for Black Friday. With a movie, what's the worst that could happen, right? You don't watch it, it disappears in your closet. Have you seen Tenet yet, Brandon?
I have. I actually made a joke in that TCL video about not understanding it, but I watched it. It's an interesting movie. It's definitely it's one of those because it's the same director, Christopher Nolan, as Inception. So it's like, he doesn't mess around with he likes to write and direct very difficult movies to understand, but it's a good movie.
It is. And the thing is, okay, I think I overthought this movie because throughout the movie, I'm constantly having to take off my engineering hat because I'm thinking, wait a minute, is there an inconsistency here? Because I tried to think, okay, what am I missing logically, right? Because, the door going in and out, that's the past, this is the present. I got the concept, but my mind kept on wondering, trying to figure out how we could make it possible in the future. I got to stop thinking about this because it's killing me. I kept not enjoying the movie. So the second time I watched it, I stopped trying to figure it out, right? Because a lot of us who are in the tech space, we're constantly trying to figure out how they did things, and it kind of ruins it, which kind of takes us to a lot of the reasons why we have FOMO, I think. But okay, moving on to the next movie that I have on my list so that we can start kind of jabbering. The next one I have is King Kong for $10. I think it's got to be part of your collection, only because people love the action movies out there, and King Kong is one of them. This is the recent reboot. I like the way they are soundtracking this for home theater, right? They want to make this an event, turn up the bass, turn up the silver for you to watch it. And if you guys caught my live stream with Patrick of Gobi TV yesterday, and you guys could watch it if you missed it, the current movie that he really likes with the Atmos, a real good Atmos mix, is Godzilla versus Kong. And I was looking for that to see if it was on sale, and it is not. It is still, so I didn't put it up. I figure when it goes on sale, I'll put it up. But for those looking for good demo material for Atmos, Godzilla versus Kong is one such movie. And oh yeah, someone else is a fan of the Peter Jackson classic, right? But it's good. It's good to have in your collection. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Your guess on Black Friday price of the 65A80J. Buy today? Okay. I have a lot of thoughts about this. New TVs, 2021 models, they are not normally priced competitively for Prime Day. So Black Friday would be the best during the year. So A80J is a 2021 model. If you get it on Prime Day, you might get somewhat of a discount, but the real discount will be during the holidays between Black Friday and January 1st. That's your best time if you want the best deal. But if you're looking for an excuse to buy in the next month, today would be the best price in the next month. So that's something to give you some context. If you want to buy in the next month, today would be it. And keep in mind that some inventory and stock may run out for the Prime Day price. Check with Robert Zone of Electronics. He's assured me that any price you could find on Amazon, if they're out of inventory, he has it in inventory, give him a call to match that price because he does want to help out as well. So yeah, A80J, buy today if you want to buy in the next month because the price won't be better than today in the next month. But if you can wait until the end of the year, I normally recommend Black Friday pricing. Thanks for that. All right. Have you seen this one, Brandon, King Kong?
I've seen all those. Where am I? I lost the stream because I'm like looking at Matt. I'm trying to add Matt Pose to our thing. I've seen King Kong. I've seen all of them. The Kong versus that one, the Kong versus Godzilla movie was so cool. That's pretty sweet. I like the Kong one. The Kong one's pretty funny. I like the Godzilla movies are a little bit cheesier, but they're Godzilla movies, but they're all good.
Absolutely.
Which one were you asking about specifically? Any of these other
ones? Oh, well, this one I put up was the original, or the reboot King Kong, but technically I think the studio is trying to make it part of its universe. They call it the Godzilla universe, right? So, oh, look, our buddy. Hey, TechMed Rainer.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
You know what? I have to ask him, me and you, before he tells us. Wait, he's back in Germany. I was going to say,
yeah, there it is.
Your guess if he's still in Crete.
And it's not nighttime yet, he said.
Yeah. Hey, I was talking to your compatriot, Richter. What's his name? Patrick at Groby TV. Yeah, I was live streaming with him, and it was midnight, and it was terrible. I had my times mixed up. For some reason, I thought he would be on earlier in Germany, and then he emails, "Am I supposed to be on at midnight?" I'm like, that 3 o'clock my time?" He goes, "Oh," and so I completely destroyed the time zone conversion, and the poor man had to drive into his studio in the middle of the night, wake up his team. He was such a good sport about it.
Oh,
So,
that's funny.
if you
It's
guys
hard
thought
with the
that,
times. Yeah.
right, matching East Coast and West Coast is nothing. Matching German time was like, oh,
Yeah, it is
so
not easy.
he was such a team player, and that guy had so much energy. I saw him drinking like a giant mug of coffee. I don't know if he could go back to bed after that, but yeah, all good.
That'll be us in like 7 hours.
I know. I'm wondering in Germany or Europe, I wonder if their Prime Day is as big of a deal as it is for the US or North America. So real quick before I forget. Yeah, this Alfred Hitchcock collection I think is pretty cool because, and this is why, right? Wait a minute, isn't Alfred Hitchcock old? They remastered this. The reason why I put this up was after my conversation with Patrick of Gorby TV. He was telling me that he went back and saw all the old movies converted upmixed with either DTS Neural or Dolby Surround or his favorite Aromatic. And they did a phenomenal job converting old movies like this, a mono track. So all of you with an AVR system, doesn't matter what you have, right? If you have one with DTX Neural or Dolby Surround, and the lucky few with Oro 3D, get this or get any movie with a mono track. Put it on, upmix it, tell me, is it better or not? Because I'm hearing that it just changes the whole experience. And like Psycho, right? That's a classic. Imagine Psycho in 3D surround. If the Hollywood studios aren't going to do it, let's try it out ourselves and see if it's any good. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Justin. Let's check this out. LG 65 C1. Is it worth it for 2100 or the C10 for 1850? Someone upgrading from a non-OLED. Well, as we've always said, if you're upgrading from a non-OLED, the subtle differences between the C1 and the C10, you'll love the C10 so much that extra few hundred for the C1, I don't think it's going to be a big difference for you because you're enjoying it for what it is. The C10 will give you all the gaming performance that is so much above everything else out there other than the C1. And so the C10 in itself is a worthy all-around TV, especially for OLED at 1850. If you can get them to throw in a extended warranty, that'd be great. But the C10, I have it. I love it. I think it's phenomenal. And you're not losing out on really much of anything. When you hear us talk about how awesome the A80J is versus the G1 or whatever, we're talking about people who've had OLED and they're trying to get that extra 5%. But if you're going from a non-OLED to an OLED, 1850, save the $300. But that's me. What about you, Brandon? What do you think about Justin's question?
I think you'd be good either way, but definitely the C10's awesome and I love it. I have it, after moving all my TVs around, what's back in the living room? The LG C10 right now. It's right there. It's the bread and butter TV for us, and you can get the warranty. If you wanted to get a warranty, you could grab that in addition for the same kind of cost,
Oh, agreed. Hey, David, you're live streaming and working at home. So
that's awesome.
I am guilty. I'm guilty of doing the same thing. Maybe this is a thing because people are working at home.
I think so, man.
Are we keeping people working at home company? I keep on forgetting that people are working at home more often than not. And you know what? This kind of brings up an article on the New York Times I thought was really cool. That people are describing what's called the resignation apocalypse, meaning all these employers are facing mass resignation of their employees if they won't offer stay-at-home options, because people are like, now that this whole P thing, the global human malware, is over, I don't want to go back to the office. I'm enjoying my live streams during the day with FOMO MB, and I'm getting work done. And this is the thing. They are getting work done. So they had a lot of research during the past year. A lot of the HR and HR consultants went in there to look at productivity. What they found is this. This is very interesting. On the one hand, people did less work. They spent more time at home doing other things, doing chores, whatever. But, and this is a big but, When they were working, they were more productive than they ever were at the office. So for an hour of a remote worker's time at home, he had more done in that 1 hour than he ever did at work. But the flip side is, over the course of the day, he wasn't always working. He was doing other stuff, picking up the kids, whatever. But what they wanted you to focus, or the employers to focus on, is, but they got their job done and they're happier. You cannot pay for that. So I'm a big fan of those who want to stay at home and work. If employers can find a way to figure it out, let me know. And I'd love to have an employer on who is against remote work for the jobs that can be done remotely. Obviously, there are jobs that cannot be done. Hey, warehouse workers, right? What are you going to do? But for everyone else who can get their job done at home, and they did it successfully, man, stay at home and enjoy yourself. So, hey, Jimmy, welcome. Thanks for the super chat. I have $600, but would love to stay under 500. What 55-inch is best for sports? Well, do I have a TV for you? I just happen to have this one up. I was just thinking about people like you. And what I have is,
I got one too. I'll wait till you do first.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Let's do this.
And while you're doing that, hey, FOMO, I did get that Orbi, by the way. I got the giant Orbi for my the Netgear Orbi. Oh my gosh, it covers the entire house with blanketed internet. It's insane how big it is. I hope it stays working, like you said.
I was gonna say it performs well when it is working. Okay, Jimmy, this is what I got for you. Okay, the 3 TVs on top currently are Prime Day deals. Prime Day deals, as we know, last as long as the inventory is still there, because they lock down the price for that inventory. Once it's gone at that price. When it comes back at a different price. So 55-inch, I see the Toshiba at $359. Now, the competitor to that is the TCL. Now, the TCL, I do like the TCL. Normally, I would choose the TCL. And if it comes in a 55-inch, and it does, you're getting it at dun dun dun. Oh, dang! Was that 264 I saw? Oh, it sold out. That's why. I'm sorry. If it was at 264, I would have bought it myself, because I got people that would want a 55-inch TV for under $300. So there's a lot of good TVs for that. So let me go back. So right now, currently available for you, my friend, are these deals. And the Insignia 55-inch. So people are asking, is Insignia any good? At 55-inch, it's 4K at 350. At this point, you're really looking at the convenience, right? I'm not looking at picture quality, because if you're talking picture quality, regardless, it'll be out of your budget. And at $600, honestly, Jimmy, there's nothing out there that has the best motion for sports that is different from any other TV. They're all going to be 60 hertz native panels. Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would be 120 hertz panel, unless, even the Hisense H9G.
That's what I was going to say. That's $699 right now. So the Hisense, Jimmy, the Hisense H9G for $699 is like, light years better than any TV you're going to get at that price range. So I looked at the H8G, and that's not available on Amazon. So Jimmy, if you can find the H8G, that's 500 or less. I don't know if it's at Best Buy, but I have recommended that TV to a lot of people. And then, I don't know about the newer Samsungs, but there are some. I don't know if like the TU8000 or last year, but I don't know if I'd recommend that. Or if there's any Sonys. Do you know if there's any Sony 120 or even good 60 hertz 55-inch?
Sony under the X90J, and it's not just Sony. And this is a reminder for all of you. If you're shopping under $700, under $600, the reason why I almost exclusively am suggesting these off-brands, TCL, Hisense, Insignia, Toshiba Fire, they end up being better values, because they are low margin TVs, because they're pushing the advertising revenue. They want you to get this TV in your house so they can make money off the ads and the streaming of those TVs. So they're willing to take a hit. Samsung, Sony, and LG at that price is still trying to make money on the actual TV itself. So they're going to cut corners to meet that price point, whereas Amazon supported TVs like the Insignia or the Fire TVs or the Toshibas, as well as TCL and Hisense, they're playing a different game. And so you're going to get more bang for the buck, for the dollar, at under $700, especially if it's MSRP. And when these deals go like this, you're going to get an even better deal. So keep that in mind. If you guys are looking for like budget, you're safe with a TCL, or, well, actually, you're safe with a TCL. You're not going to get a better TV at that same price from any other brand. Now, as you go up in price, your options open up. You're going to get a better performing TV, but now we're talking about TVs over $800. Hey, Mad Mott, thanks for the super chat. Q90A, 75 or 85? Q90T, basically the same price. What do you recommend? Go for clarity? Oh, what do you recommend for clarity, or go with a 77-inch OLED semi-bright room? Okay, Q90 75 or 85 Q90T. I'd say semi-bright room, go large. 85-inch Q90T is going to be huge and bright in that large room. But if you ever turn down the lights, the 77-inch OLED is going to be untouchable. So that's the thing. If you're never going to turn down the lights, it's never going to be light controlled. I think you're going to get a great experience with the Q90T, especially if you're going to watch sports. There's going to be no dimming effect. It's going to stay bright throughout the course of the sporting event. So that's me. I'd go with the Q90T 85-inch. I love the size. I love the brightness. What are you thinking, Brandon, for
that's a tough one. I mean, you know, like I wouldn't probably get a 75-inch Q90A over an OLED. So I would go with the OLED there. An 85-inch Q90T. So that's a tough choice. A lot of people asked me last year. Yep. It would be tough. I mean, honestly, I would almost always choose a 77-inch OLED over an 85-inch QLED, unless it was like direct light. You know, if you have a lot of reflections or lights behind you, you can get annoyed if it's on the screen often with OLEDs. But I would still, it would be hard for me not to choose an OLED over the QLED. Probably the Q90T is just a little, you know, if it doesn't have the dirty screen effect or whatever, it'd be fine. But you know, a lot of people, again, if you haven't seen OLED before, if you know, the QLED is just fine, and a lot of people enjoy it. And the QN90A is, you know, it's a pretty good TV. I got to give it another shot and kind of look at it after some firmware updates. But yeah, I mean, I you know, you have said it's much better. It's an upgrade over last year, quite a bit in the dark room performance. So yeah, it's kind of a jack of all trades with its ability to. It is crush, you know, to dominate those reflections so well.
And remember, the number one complaint of the Q90T is really that it's slightly lifted blacks in a dark room, but you're not going to see those slightly lifted blacks. You're going to be in a bright room. So it all works out. Because I really think in a semi-bright room, the 90T will make you very happy at that size for sure. Hey, welcome back. Mr. Richter just changed from watching your stream on my Fold 2 to, guess what? You know it. And this is his QN 900A 85-inch 8K TV. You know what people are saying, that when they watch me on their QLED Samsung, for some reason my content is totally like flushed out, super bright, saturated colors, like I'm on ultraviolet radiation. I'm like, what happened? So maybe they're putting me on vivid mode. But hey, thanks for the support, Richter. Funny. Are you working at home? Are you a remote worker? Let us know, Richter.
I think he does.
Yeah, that's awesome if you do. And I'm a big fan of that myself. Hey, Spillage Village. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the pop stream. Great for us working at home. Another one working at home. I'd recommend the nature documentary 7 Worlds, 1 Planet 4K Blu-ray for anyone looking to really test your OLED. It looks great. Hey, thanks for the suggestion. So 7 Worlds. Let me see. I do like the BBC documentaries, that's for sure. But let me see. Oh, maybe that's on sale. 1 Planet 4K UHD. And it's a Prime Day deal. Oh, you are the man. This one he's suggesting, 7 Worlds. Let me share it right now real quick.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Hey, and if you guys see deals and we missed your chat, keep on trying because we'd love to share what you guys found. This is an excellent. There you go. Thank you, Spillage, for the suggestion. Okay. So if you guys are interested in making your OLED look awesome, Spillage Village success, the 7 Worlds, 1 Planet 4K. It is on sale apparently, or is it? Let me see here. Or did it just disappear? Oh, it was flashing a sale. Oh, well, I am sorry. The sale ended. It's like, wait, it's on sale. Good on, it's gone. It's $26. Just kidding. Psych. But it's a good suggestion.
Dude, stuff's going to go crazy today. It'll be tough to keep it up.
Can't do it. But thanks for that, buddy. Okay, let me go down before I miss any more. Oh, hey, Brandon, can you keep me honest on time? Give me a 5-minute warning. So
no worries. Yeah. And make sure we'll, I don't know if you set it up to forward people to our next stream, but
no, I'm going to,
it's okay. We can put it in the link or whatever you want to do, but people,
dude,
what's going on, man?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
I want to come on and wish you guys good luck today.
Did you just get out of the gym? We were flexing for the ladies, my friend.
Nah, I didn't know you guys were actually live.
No, it's all good.
I would have got dressed up for you.
You look nice and tan, dude. You look like you just got back from a vacay, bro.
Dude.
I got a Jeep. That's just the Jeep, brother. How you guys doing?
Doing great. We're just sharing some movie deals that are on sale, kind of getting warmed up for everyone.
I just watched a couple disappear while I just wasn't backstage. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be that kind of day. Things are going to disappear like that.
The 4K, the TCL, their cheapest TV, the 4 Series, 4K, 55-inch, already gone. Wow. They were selling it for under $300 at one point, obviously gone.
Oh my
God. And I'm telling people, dude, at this price, forget anything else. TCL is solid for the price. Yeah. Shop TCL at any size. Today, very good prices across the board. And then same with Hisense or even the Amazon brands, right? Insignia and so forth. But before I run out of time, Michael Neris, thank you for the super chat. I have a 65-inch 850D. I bought mom a 65-inch A8H. What a good boy. And it doesn't seem as bright as my 850D. You're not wrong. I need a bright TV for my apartment. A90J. I mean, if you're putting A90J as an option and you saw our recent live stream with Value Electronics comparing all the TVs, at the end of the day, A90J is solid. Now, it's not super bright though, and that's the thing. It is, for an OLED, it's bright, but if you need super bright, you may still consider a Q90T or a QN90A, depending on your budget. That will be bright in a bright room. What are your thoughts? Whisper status, because I know you hear 100 of these questions, and I want to catch you before you walked off and laid down and got yourself a cocktail.
Well, the challenge is when you're coming from an OLED or from an LED, even an older LED, just the way you process the contrast ratio and the peak brightness, anything OLED's going to seem dim. If the A8H seems dim to Michael, I think any of the OLEDs are going to seem dim, even the A90J. And I would ask you to try to process the picture quality. But if you're seeing the peak brightness and that's what you're holding on to, you definitely need to go back to a QLED.
Agreed. Because, well, and this is one that I know we talk about often on Brandon's live stream. What have you been telling your viewers? Because you get these questions as much as I do. What do you say, Brandon?
Oh, about like just the OLED, like lack of brightness?
Well, is the A90J bright enough?
It's definitely brighter. It's definitely way brighter. The highlights are way brighter. But I think if you're just used to like a bright LED TV, it's a different world. You really have to know what you're getting. You just have to know that, like, okay, it may be less like dramatic on SDR or whatever, or it may be worse. But when I watch a movie in the dark or whatever, I'm going to be like, oh my God. So it's like they're two different worlds. So yeah, they're both. That's why LED doesn't die. Even though OLEDs are so good, it's not going to, because of the sheer brightness of those TVs. Even like a mediocre LED TV can still be much brighter than an OLED and SDR,
So Brandon, as I was taking down my 900E, I had the new A80 below it. And the buddy of mine that was hanging it still really liked the 900E. And until we really sat far from it, he really felt like, even though it was washed out, once he got used to it, he realized the OLED had more dimensionality and in turn looked brighter. He was stuck on even the washed out brightness, which was something that you could see that he was hung up on. I'm like, but don't you see that it's washed out? So we paused a YouTube video and just showed that the black level is in every part, not just on the edges, hair, stone. And then he saw the dimensionality. Otherwise, he was just looking at not even peak highlights like we're talking, just bright screen. That's all he could focus on.
Yeah. And that's why Samsung sells so many TVs.
Yep.
They invented the store vivid mode demo, and then everyone else go, oh, what? And the next thing you know, everyone has a store demo mode, right? That was a Samsung thing. So before we go any longer, because this deal may not be lasting, Hey, for the guy, thanks Hocket Joe for this, by the way. For the guy that wanted the best TV for $500 for sports, there is a 2020 Vizio M Series 120 hertz display for $599. That is a great deal. So the 120, also, is it 120 hertz? I thought the M was limited to 60, but if it's 120, but here's the key with Vizio, solid specs always. Keep in mind, make sure it works the first 30 days. If there's anything, swap it out, man, because it's not going to end well for you. But it is a good price, $600. It's going to be hard to find a TV that's under $600 for long on Prime Day. It will run out pretty quickly as you go down the pricing range. And for everyone else who find deals and stuff, hey, post it on the chat, and whether it's on mine or on Brandon's, we'll take you to the front of the line to help out, because we cannot keep track of this stuff. And literally, as you type it, the TVs are being bought and sold everywhere. So the faster we can find your tips, the quicker we can help out everyone who's looking for a great deal. And a lot of people are just listening, right? So we're on audio, so we'll try to make sure we say that and not just see it. Hey, Mede from the Thruins, thank you for the super chat. This is a unique European name, apparently. C1065 for 1.5K, A9G 77-inch for 2.6K, A90J 65-inch for 2.4, or an A90J for 6.5. No specific budget. I like a good deal. Video games, Netflix, football. Currently have a 1080 Epson around 100-inch. Wow, that's a totally different experience, that's for sure.
Okay. 100-inch? Oh,
good deals. Good deals. Focus on the C10. The A9G Master Series is overpriced for what you get. I'd knock that out because, okay, it's $2,600 though. This is actually a good question and worth exploring. A9G 77 at $2,600 or C10, that's a little bit more expensive. I think the C10 77-inch is more than that, right? Because at $2,600, that isn't bad, actually.
Is that from a reliable site? The A9Gs are typically 34.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's still $3,000, $2,950 on Amazon. So okay, so if you can get a 77-inch A9G for 2.6 and it's legitimate and it's not an open box special, that's a good price. 77-inch 2.6 for any OLED. Given that I have the A9G personally, it is a great reference TV. But remember, watch in the dark. But you know what I'm talking about. You have a projector. Your OLED in this dark room is going to look phenomenal at 77 inches, although it'll be a bit smaller than 100-inch. So in this selection, the best deal, I believe, is the A9G at 2.6. The 65 at 1.5, though, isn't bad. I don't know. I'm going with a 77-inch at 2.6. What would you guys choose, given his list of prices?
Go ahead. I got to look at it real quick.
Yeah.
I'll jump in.
Yeah.
I mean, considering that you're going from 100 inches, I can't recommend just that alone that you go to 65 from a projector.
Wait. Here's a comparison. $1,600 for the 65-inch now. So they're dropping to $1,600, guys. So the
for
LG
the AAH?
AAH 65-inch, $1,600. Oh, and those of you sharing, please let us know where you found it, because if it's from Uncle Joe's around the corner, I cannot share that.
I love Uncle Joe's around the corner. That's my spot.
Right? Uncle Joe's around the corner. So let's assume that
I think we have to start a new business.
I'm gonna have to find that. So when you're sharing a deal, let's hope it's a larger site, right? But go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
I would say, I think going from a 100-inch projector all the way down to 65 is too much of a drop size-wise. I think 77 is going to feel like a lot, 30 inches, but as long as he's accurate with 77.
Dude, the A8H is on Amazon right now. Let's put it up. It is not Uncle Joe's after all. It is Uncle Amazon. Oh, man. What do you think? It's legit.
Yeah, I mean...
Lightning deal. Okay, this is a lightning deal.
That's a 65-inch?
It ends in 12 hours. So talk to your spouse, talk to whoever.
That's a really good deal, yeah.
That is a good deal.
Talk to your spouse.
Right.
Get confirmation.
Or don't talk to your spouse. Or don't and just get it and then tell her, ask for forgiveness afterwards.
So Mr. Midi from Mathurins, I would choose the A8H over the C10. I love movies. A8H did a phenomenal job. It is better than the A9G head-to-head. Just something to keep in mind. The A9G, because of the cosmetics and the audio, whatever, it's Master Series, but just image quality, the A8H is great. So add this to your deal, everybody. And I'm going to post it real quick to make sure that you guys all get that. But yeah, keep on talking, guys. I'll get this posted. But that's a great deal, man.
Well, the
It's gonna
AAH
go.
definitely had a bad rap last year, not having a 77-inch and not having HDMI 2.1. It was such an underrated display. The Master Series overshadowed it, even though the AAH had better shadow detail, better BFI, and people just didn't even swing for it.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I think everyone besides like the Panasonic TVs listed the A8H as the best TV of 2020, so a lot of people, I thought it was great. And when I compared it directly to the C10, except for gaming, like you were speaking about, I thought it looked better. It had better shadow detail, just everything looked better on the 8H. I did have a little bit of issue, like when watching it on a smaller screen, like I know you're a big fan of the larger screen, Brian. The 55-inch was pretty underwhelming in a bedroom from far away. So yeah, you got to get the right size. That was my bad.
It seemed a little flat because of just the size.
Because I think because I was speaking about like how the A90J has so much more punch. Well, it does, but really I got a 65-inch too. So I went up 10-inch size, and so I was comparing all 65-inch TVs this year. So I'm like, oh wow, because I'm close to them. It's much brighter because they're larger screens and all that. But there is a significant difference. But I think the 8H for someone that hasn't had an OLED before is a phenomenal TV. It's got, I mean, I've seen people look at it versus the X900H, X950H or whatever, and then this, and they're like, holy crap, that OLED looks so good with the perfect black.
Absolutely.
All right, real quick, because we don't have much time. I want to make sure I get through the super chats before we switch over. Hey, fine. Jared, thanks for the
There's no stress either, too, man. Don't worry about it.
All right.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I know, right? We make Prime Day sounds like a stressful thing. It's like you're in the stock market, right? You're running around chasing down people. Hey, buy, sell. Thanks, Jared, for the super chat. I'm looking at the C180J and the Q98, but this eARC madness scares me, and so it should. By the way, I have no hopes that it'll get any better. Do either of these TVs or TV brands work better with eARC than the other? Yes, the LG right now has eARC worked out better than either Sony or Samsung. LG eARC is not perfect, but it's more consistent. So if eARC is your main beef, get the LG C1. You'll have more eARC free connections than the other two. That's not to say that the other two might not fix it sooner or later, but what are we still waiting for eARC for the Samsung Q90R, Brian?
Any day now. It's coming. It's coming winter with our variable refresh rate on something.
Hey, speaking of eARC, did you apply your Denon fix? Because you received the Denon adapter, right?
So I have the adapter. Unfortunately, all my my speakers are still packed away, but I have the new soundbar for my A80J, the new Samsung Q, whatever the heck.
Yeah, right.
The new one. It just released.
Did you pop it in yet? Did you connect it?
I didn't pop it in yet. No.
Yeah, it should work. I have my eARC works on my A90J just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one did I get.
And just a quick heads up for the person that was asking about the eARC. Here, Michael Anderson, thank you for letting people know. He tried his Q90A with the Sonos Arc, and it wouldn't pass Atmos consistently. And I had the same issue with my Q900T last year. You get Atmos and it drops out. You get a lot of Atmos dropouts, and it's always the same spot. I am convinced it's a format hiccup because I was watching The Witcher, and The Witcher was coming out in Atmos, but at the exact same timestamp, it would drop out every single time. So I know there is a format codec issue that it's not processing correctly, and it's the same hiccup. So if you guys are getting dropouts, just take a note of that timestamp and go back and try it a couple of times. If it keeps on dropping out, it's something that the Samsung or the TV or whatever is not processing correctly. They may never be able to fix it because they have to go back to the drawing board. If it mostly works, that means that to them, maybe this works perfectly, because some people are not getting any eARC Atmos at all. And that's what they're focused on. Yeah. Like the Sony, you're not getting Atmos at all. So Sony's working hard to give you Atmos, but with the Samsung, you're getting some Atmos, but it keeps on dropping out. And to them, they're so far ahead of the pack, that's fine too. With the LG, it doesn't drop out anymore. So that's something to keep in mind. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Phil82. Recently bought an LG C10. Can I return it back to Costco? Should I return it and get the C1 or the Sony A80J? This is a FOMO in action at the reduced price today. Yes, go for it because you're going to regret it. It is not because the image quality is that much better, but you got to live with yourself. And you're going to hear us cheering on about how great the A80J, and it's going to eat you up, because at the end of the day, we are the things we buy, even though it shouldn't be so. And I'm just being real about it. FOMO, more than anything, is how you feel about your purchase. And a lot of people, they keep on second guessing and they get bitter. And then they're going to start looking for things that could go wrong. It's not a great way to live. The A80J is solid. Now, remember, as others have said, eARC doesn't work very well. You have to know what you're getting, because a bunch of people with the LG C10 are going to be, yeah, my eARC looks great, man. I've never had such great eARC connection. You're there trying to get your soundbar to work. The A80J is great for image quality. You got to bring in a Roku Ultra 4K or a Fire Stick or an Apple TV or an NVIDIA Shield to make it work even better. And pretty much you can cross eARC off the list in terms of, oh, I need it to work perfectly. The C1 in that case would be the better buy if you need eARC to work. So, but what are your thoughts on Phil 82's question about returning it? I know, Brian, you get this a lot.
Well, the Costco doesn't care. You're not really hurting that company because they're selling tires, and I mean, TVs don't matter to them. So return that all day. They encourage it. The challenge I have with the CX right now is I'm not sure it's going to be updated with Dolby Vision for its 4K 120. So it's very hard to recommend if you're a gamer to buy anything last generation as of this moment. And I think, like the warranty for the G1, I think they're going to keep it separate for the C1. Therefore, you don't buy the C. I'm just guessing. But there's loopholes in all of our decisions here. For pure movie watching, I would go A80. I wouldn't hesitate. I'm watching movies on it right now, and I'm blown away by it. But if you're a gamer, you have to try and stay current if you can, because I think the C9 and the CX are going to be left out of that 4K 120 for Dolby Vision.
And for those that just joined us, quick reminder, the best deal, TV deal so far that I've found, thanks to those who shared it, $1,600 for the A8H. And I know, Brandon, you've seen this. You reviewed this TV. I know you liked it. And at $1,600, man, this is, I thought LG C10 1850 was great. They're trying to get rid of this TV. And mostly the reason why people, Sony's selling this lower, it's not because it's a lower quality TV. It's just that the A80J XR chip is such a great TV. But in a dark room, this TV is definitely good enough, in my opinion. Do you guys think this is good enough? I mean, you
just had this at, okay, so Black Friday, the lowest this price was $18.99. So this is $300 lower than its Black Friday price.
Wow.
And even then, that was, remember, it was like $2,500, and they didn't lower it lower than like $2,200. So it's been up at $22.99 for the last like 4 months or whatever since Black Friday, and I don't think it's budged. So this is like a super low price. So yes, this is better than the Black Friday deal by about $200 or $300.
Okay. We have a fan of the frame who wants to tell you a little bit about it. TechMed, he's got a deal.
Love TechMed.
50-inch Amazon, Germany, $850. Is that a good price for the frame? Can you share?
Behind me. It's right there. 50-inch. I have the same TV.
Oh wait,
I mean, I get way too many requests for frame stuff. So
wait,
I do these videos
is Brian
every year.
sitting in front of a frame? Is that a real frame?
Come on, Brian,
change
the picture, Brian. Let's do it. Let's see some Van Gogh. Come on, turn it to some. Oh, it's not working.
It's 75 though.
No, that's great. Yeah, it's definitely bigger than mine.
But it's not a good price at $850. What do you think? 50-inch?
I don't know.
Frame?
I gotta like convert the euros, but I mean, it's like
it's dollar for dollar.
I paid.
Close.
That's a great deal because that's probably last year's version, because mine, this cost me $1,300 for this 50-inch. So they're expensive TVs. So that's probably the 2020 model. Maybe Rainer can tell us which one it is. But I mean, of course, getting a 50-inch frame for $900 is great. They have one at Costco. I believe the 43 is like $699 or something at Costco. So it's, $700 just for a 43-inch.
That's right. Agreed. And Irene, thank you for the super chat. You have a 215 LG 4K 65-inch, great TV, but you want to upgrade to a larger TV. Which one would you buy? Well, you've never had an OLED before, and if you can control the light just a bit, 77-inch Sony A9G for $2,600. That, if budget's an issue. If budget is not an issue, then I'd go with the newer one, the A80J at 77-inch. But if you're shopping Prime Day prices, I think that 77-inch A9G for $2,600 is a phenomenal price. 2021 TVs are not good deals to buy in Prime Day. So what would you guys suggest? What do you think Irene should get for an upgrade to 75, 77, if today was the day she wanted to save money?
Trying to
I mean,
think of. Go ahead.
What else?
Go ahead,
I
Brian.
mean, if the A9G is there, it really is the best TV in the last couple of years. I mean, she's getting a master series, she's getting better build quality, she's getting better sound. Any of the modern TVs are going to be a big jump over the 2015, but jumping up to 77, past 75, your choices totally disappear, especially on Prime Day. As we just mentioned, a lot of current TVs won't be for sale, so it's probably going to be your only choice at 77.
Right.
I'm guessing.
And now, just so you know, if you guys are looking on Amazon, right, this price is $3,000. So the 2600 must be at Joe's around the corner. Amazon is selling this for $3,000. But if, let's say, I don't know, Costco or one of the other warehouses actually carry an A9G and it's cheaper, anything under $3,000 is a good price. And 2600 is definitely an excellent price. But let's see. I wonder what the LG, I don't think the LG C10 has dropped in price yet, but what you're getting with the A9G is the acoustic glass. Really, that's what made it special for a lot of people back then. Now, to me, I think it's gimmicky. The sound is great, but I don't buy the TV for the sound myself. What would you get for that same price? Because it looks like the A9G is about the same price as the LG C10. Which would you choose, Brian and Brandon, for the same price? The Master Series A9G or the C10?
Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, I was waiting for you because I'm not listening very good.
Okay.
I'm trying to finish up our little
all right.
demos.
For me, I hate to say, try to go new if you can. I a lot of times refuse to pay the same price for TV that is a year older. So in that comparison, I would go with the more modern, newer C10, simply because it'll still continue to take some kind of updates. It may not take the Dolby Vision update, but LG is pretty good about supporting their products. Sony is less so, especially if you go back that far. So in that case, I just can't go back that far as comparing it to a modern one. I'll pay the comparable price if they come out the same year, but I won't pay the same price for something that's a full year older than last year's. So you're going back 2 years.
Now, what about this option? Because she says 75. If you're in a bright room, Irene, 950H for 2,000 is an excellent deal for 75-inch.
Oh, best deal going.
Absolutely.
That's
If you're in a dark room, OLED all day long, even the A9G. Yep. But if you're in a brighter room, the 950H is such a phenomenal TV because it's bright, it's punchy. You're not going to notice all the flaws that people criticize the 950H for. Most of those flaws, you have to be in a dark room, light control, and you're comparing it head to head with a better TV in the dark. You're not doing that. I think you would love this price. $2,000 25-inch TV. This is Sony's flagship last year for the non-OLEDs. I think it's a great TV, and I know you spent so much time with this TV, Brian. What were your impressions last year? I think you love this TV, right?
I really enjoyed it. The only time the darkroom performance struggled is when I unfairly had it side by side with an OLED. Other than the blooming, which Sony handles differently than Samsung, I was very impressed with it. And even though the X-wide viewing angle knocks down the contrast a little bit, like a lot of those LEDs, I was more impressed with it as it was larger. So I think it's a steal. It got kind of knocked down the same way the A8 did last year for not having HDMI 2.1. As long as you don't need that, it's the best deal out there.
And speaking of FOMO, I love this question because that's why we're here. Dan Wright, thank you for the super chat. Hey, FOMO, I just got a 65-inch LG C1. And when you say you just got, that means maybe you could return it, right? And then saw me talking with Value Electronics, John Reformato, their calibrator, and Robert Zone, the owner, about the Sony A90J and 80J TV. Did I make a mistake? So if you guys missed that live stream, we're talking about our favorite TVs or our favorite OLEDs of 2021. And to a man, all of us, and even here, the Sony XR processor, whether it's an A80J or the A90J, is just amazing for movies. We have to keep all of us say the same thing. For movies, we're not talking eARC, we're not talking audio, we're not talking anything else. If you watch streaming with an external, whatever, Fire Stick, Roku, and you just watch movies, yes, you could have gotten better image quality out of the A80J. It makes movies look better. However, the C1 is a better all-around TV. eARC works. Gaming, you're going to get Dolby Vision 4K 120 when it comes out, more games, right? All of that works on the C1. Is it important to you? If all you do, like my parents, is just watch TV, then the A8, or watch TV, I mean watch content, movies, streaming, whatever, A80J is the better TV for that, because both motion are great. So there's no wrong answer here, but they were designed for different objectives. The C1 really was designed as a gaming TV first, and it does everything else really well. The 80J was designed as a movie content watching TV first, and it doesn't do gaming very well. Actually, nothing else works very well. eARC doesn't work very well either. So we're going to call a spade. But the calibrators, right? TV calibrator, John Reformato, he, like me, watches movies critically. They want the best TV for that. So you didn't make a mistake if you game. I mean, if you got an Xbox Series X, you definitely didn't make a mistake, because you will never, and I'm going to say this confident, never get 4K 120 Dolby Vision HDR gaming on your A80J or A90J. Yeah. Not going to happen. So, gotta love the FOMO.
You're funny.
I will say though, if you have the C1, there are more presets. There is some headroom if you want to change the image in SDR. So yes, you can change the image a little bit. Sony's so natural and so accurate. But if you like to play with the settings, and you want to change the image a lot and you game, C1 is still good.
Thank you for the super chat, Bingo Warrior. Hey, looking to upgrade my LG OLED CA. Should I go C1 or would I be happy with the C10? I have next gen console as well. I'm going to let you answer this, Brian.
I'll tell you, I thought the C8 was like as good as LG OLED's got. I love the C8. I thought they were very bright. I thought ABL was less of an issue. Unless you're going up in size and you need HDMI 2.1, I would not upgrade for picture quality alone, because I've had people on the channel coming from a C8 that were unhappy with new OLEDs. Just because the way the new panels are more efficient, and FOMO and I both know more efficient doesn't always lead to better picture quality. Mm-hmm. So if you're going up in size and you need 4K 120, then don't hesitate. But if you're going size for size, you're making a mistake.
Yeah, that bears repeating one more time. If you're going to upgrade to the C1, and I know you have the next gen console, Xbox Series X, you're going to love the 4K 120 Dolby Vision. Save a little bit more, get the bigger size on Black Friday. Yeah. If the C1, and everyone here, if the C1 is on your list, it's not fair to compare it to the C10 today. The C10 will get amazing discounts today, as well as the Sony A8H. Anything that's 2020 or 2019 A9G are going to get huge discounts to move inventory. The C1 will not compete. It's not a good deal today, but Black Friday it will be.
Well, for gaming too, for Bingo Warrior, yeah. I know we're tempted to chase 4K 120 and Dolby Vision HDR right now. There's very little in terms of that. There's no Dolby Vision native right now. So I hate to see you make that choice for those two features, when if you wait 4 or 5 months, you'll get a larger panel and you'll have more native support for that.
Agreed. And here we have Van McCoy. Thank you for your super chat. Are OLEDs good for watching NFL Red Zone Day all day for 7 hours? I'm scared to death of burn it. Do you watch Red Zone?
I do.
I mean, so is there any persistent image? Because that would be the only...
It burned in my plasma.
There you go.
It burned in my plasma. Only because it's red. I mean, literally that red zone symbol, I believe it's present even in commercials. And even though Red Zone doesn't have many commercials, when they do switch to studio, Red Zone stays there. So you can zoom in on some of these, but it can be a problem. It burned into my plasma. So
and so that goes to the persistent image. Here's the thing that Red Zone and all programming needs to do. You got to reduce the persistent image, make it opaque. Video games are doing it now with the head-up display, right? We're seeing it on a lot of the transparent, opaque. I'm doing on my videos as well. I'm reducing all, like right here, my stop the FOMO image on the top right-hand corner. Some of you mentioned, hey, if I keep on watching your live stream, I'm going to get burned in, and I immediately went in there and I lowered the opacity, right? Because you guys are right. We have to be attentive. This is just being responsive to the risk out there. So thank you for that question. Right, C, what you think, will Sony TVs get Dolby Vision for 120 hertz game mode? Don't hold your breath, right, C. Honestly, Sony is not, the PS5 is a gaming console, but the TV division, completely different division. They do not talk, if you haven't noticed. They're not focused on getting 4K 120 to work with Dolby Vision gaming. Right now, just 4K 60 Dolby Vision is not in game mode. It looks great, latency through the wazoo. So if you have a Sony TV and you want a gaming TV, get a second TV that's an LG, but it is what it is. Don't make it more than what it is. Otherwise, you'll be sad. So I don't want to have people hold their breath for VRR any further, right?
No. Well, and I mean, even take that a step further. I was curious why PS5 couldn't do Atmos. And then I realized they can. They just choose not to. They want to have their own Oro 3D. So I don't think they want to, honestly. But I think it's interesting is that 48 gigabytes per second debacle doesn't really help Sony at all in terms of having Dolby Vision with gaming.
Okay, my friend, how low can we go? We just got this tip. Thank you so much, John Rampoldi. Check it out. 55-inch, 1200. Okay, so what are your thoughts on a $1,200 55-inch OLED? Is this worth it?
I bought the C1 at launch at $1,800. I believe in March of last year. So I don't know how good it. I mean, it's a good. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like that TV was brand new last year at launch. So I'm not sure that's the best deal.
Okay, wait. And I agree with you. I'm thinking don't make a move on the 55-inch until it goes under 1,000. I agree with you.
And also we know too, guys, when they drop prices on size, they don't all drop at the same time. So there's actually times where you'll see a size larger cost the same, if not cheaper. So
and what I've noticed are the 65 inches get better deals than the 55. Like the Sony X900H, every time the X900H drops, it's the 65-inch that goes under 1,000, and the 55 is still 900. I'm like,
I think the margin for there must be just more of a margin for profits because they will not move them.
Agreed. Hey, TechMed, thank you again. My eARC issues, the QN900A and Sennheiser MBO were solved after the update for now. All right, all of you with the latest 2021 Samsung, good news. If you had issues with eARC, try it out, get the update, and I will be updating my QN90A as well then. Thanks for that suggestion and hat tip. And hey,
we got 4 minutes
awesome here. 4 minutes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and start your channel. I'll wrap up all of the super chats here.
I'm going to jump over there right when we go. It's fine. I'm not going to.
Because I want my channel, this live, to be concurrent with yours. So as people move over, then we'll close out this.
Cool.
Hey, thank you, Lopez JF3, for the super chat. Should I go with a 75 or 85 X95J? Ooh, viewing distance 9 feet. If you could afford the 85-inch, 9 feet is fine. You're not too close. I'd go with 85-inch 95J. I mean, I can't stop myself, right?
Absolutely. Well,
and yes, you will have FOMO, by the way. The 950H is so far behind the 95J. I know you've been getting some insider tips about how good that 95J is. Can you give Lopez an idea of what he's getting?
It's going to be substantially brighter. I think you're going to see. My comparison was I have a feeling it's going to be closer to last year's ZAH and even surpass it. So it's going to be a big jump. The X90 is a jump over the 900H. This is going to be even more so, from what I understand. And you want to go as large as you possibly can. So I would wait for the X95. Hard to make that choice before the other one even releases. So you're just going to have patience to make that decision.
Agreed. Andy, thank you for letting us know that your eARC issue with the A90J is can't get DTS:X pass-through from his Blu-ray player. That's a Sony X800M2. Excellent player. Atmos works the same with everything else. So he's not having an Atmos issue. And now, I know you have the A80J now. I have the A90J. Do you have an eARC device that you plan to plug it into to test it out? Maybe your receiver or a soundbar or anything?
So I'm going to try plugging it into the new the Q950A soundbar that I have. I just bought it, so I have to hook it up. Maybe before I jump on later tonight, I'll see if it works. It just released a few days ago, so we'll see how it is. I've heard mixed things about connection issues. I know that my CX would drop out here and there, but not for long periods of time. But I'll be able to tell you at least if it works.
Okay. And I have to say, I just updated my firmware on the A90J, I think this past week. They had a firmware update. So maybe it fixed the eARC issues. I'm going with a lot of the complaints that have been piling up over the last several weeks, but maybe the recent update may have fixed it. So I have to review a Monoprice soundbar, their flagship soundbar, sometime this month, and I'm going to use the A90J as that eARC test for the soundbar, because one of the things is, on the one hand, if the soundbar is awesome, it doesn't mean it will work on your TV. So I have the C10, the A90J, and the QN90A. I'll test the soundbar on all three TVs. Hopefully they'll all work. And so I'll let you know, Andy and everyone else, if it works better. I'm hoping it does, because really, for a TV that claims to be a movie watching TV, at least eARC needs to work. I don't care about the gaming features as much as eARC.
Oh yeah, I mean, surround sound is equal to picture quality for many of us.
And if people didn't know, Q95A review is up. We'll see what he thinks of it. I still like the N95A as a non-OLED. I think for a non-OLED, it's going to be, I can't see any other TVs comparing it feature to feature in overall image quality. It is more expensive though, so that's something that everyone has to keep in mind. All right. Here we go. Hey, thank you for the super chat. And I want to tell everyone that I'm wrapping up all the super chats right now and heading over to Brandon's channel. So as I go through all the super chats, go on his channel, guys, and do the super chat there, and I'll answer the questions there. I'll wrap up here in the next 5 minutes. And hey, Brian, how long do we have you for? I don't want to be holding you if you have.
I'll stay with it if you want. I mean, I have.
Cool.
I'll be on tonight. 8 o'clock with you guys on the other
8
side.
o'clock Eastern time. Right?
Eastern time. So
yeah,
I'm here as long as you need me now. If you want to stay on for a little bit more.
Yeah. If you can hang out and talk with the fellas as I wrap everything up. So everyone who has a super chat ready to go, get it on Brandon's live stream, and let me get his link up real quick, because I'll go on there and answer all your super chats as well. This is our little warm-up chat right here. So, hey, upgrading from a 2018 Q9 FN 480 zones, which is a great TV, by the way, at 480 zones. Remember when 480 zones was so many zones?
Yeah.
65 G1 or a Samsung Q95A. Oh, man, if you're going from Samsung, you got to stay in Samsung, because the G1 in a bright room, I'm sorry, you're going to start yelling at me. Wait, I thought you said OLED is great. Why wasn't it so bright?
Well, and you're staying the same size too. So
yeah.
And you're probably leaving one of the best LEDs ever made. They don't make them that way anymore, and you're heading towards the G1, which doesn't perform as well in a bright room. That's definitely, if you're going to jump up to, you'd have to go to the 75 Q9F. I can't recommend the G1 at all in that instance.
Post this. This is B's live stream. I'm going to hop on that in about 10 or 15 minutes after we wrap this up. Yeah, this is the thing, because I had the Q90R, and I know how good it is as a QLED. If I was in my bright room, which I am, I'm watching it in my mixed use room, I have windows everywhere, and I went to an OLED, I would be unhappy. I would have to bring in my QN90A. It doesn't make sense to go to OLED. So if you're used to watching this in a mixed lighting room, and you're already used to the black crushing. It's not like, oh, I'm getting black crushing. The 95A has less crushing, so it's still an improvement. It gets brighter, and the colors, to me, it feels like it's richer. But here's the big but. I don't know how much of an improvement it really is, because the 9FN is such a great TV. So you got to go bigger, and that's where the improvement is. It's that 75-inch. If you go 65 to 65, I'd say don't waste your money.
Don't bother.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the 75-inch. All right. Thank you, everyone. If you guys all head over to Brandon's live stream, I'll join you all there. We'll continue the conversation there. Thank you, Mr. Sanderson, for the super chat. I will look for your question before I head out, so I can at least address it. David Payne, thank you for always being here. Heard the C1 has new update for Dolby Vision 120. Mine's not finding the update. Yes, David, they roll out at different times. What's been your experience with the rollout? Because I know you do a lot of firmware updates on all your TVs, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen where the UK has gotten it 2 weeks before or even 2 weeks after. So just be patient, continue to refresh, and you'll get it. It just takes a while.
Agreed. And at one point, I thought I'd never get my firmware update on my Hisense H9G last year. I literally got it like 8 months after everyone else got it. So
wow, that's a long time.
and I was on support with Hisense, and Hisense emailed me the actual program. It still wouldn't do it. It would only do it over the air. I'm like, I give up.
Wow,
whatever, right?
Get out of here. That's crazy.
It was crazy. All right, hey. Help upgrading my TV after 10 years. And this is why I chose you. After 10 years, no matter what, you're going to have a winner. Dedicated home theater, so controlled lighting, 75-inch or 77-inch TV. Go 77-inch OLED. End of story. right?
Yeah.
Light controlled room, you're going to love it.
Yeah, it's not.
All
It's.
right.
I mean, it's going to be flawless in your environment.
Hey, Kristen, thank you for the super chat. Greetings from India. Hello, India. I want to visit India one day.
Me
I
too.
saw here Q95T cheaper than X90J. Oh, that's a better deal. Tempted, yes. So that 90J, as good as it is, the 95T has more dimming zones, is brighter, has a more effective anti-glare. And I think the only difference, and if this is important to you, the 90J motion will be better with processing off. Is it worth it? The price is a little bit less. I think I deal with a little soap opera and I get the 95T myself. And I like the box, the outside box for me. Q90R has it. I'm wishing my 990A had it. I do like that One Connect box a lot. So, yeah, I personally would go with the 95T. How about you? You have the X90J.
I do, but I think because the X95 isn't out, people think the X90 is comparable to the flagships of the other brands. So it's not. It's a mid-range panel. So I would have to go with the Q95T. Easy choice.
And his follow-up is excellent. What about the XR? So the XR on the OLED, it's controlling individual pixels. It's maximizing the power of the XR. I think putting an XR on the X90J, it's like, man, it's not flexing its muscles. I wish they would put the XR on the Q95T.
Yeah.
Now we would be talking because you got more zones, right?
Yeah.
So, the Dolby Vision, the 95T gets so bright. Honestly, I don't think Dolby Vision would be an issue. And neither of them are great gaming TVs, so it's not like you're changing one gaming for another gaming. Both of their gamings are compromised. Okay. Hey, find your question. Thank you for that super chat earlier. JZ2000. For 3.6 thousand or save money, C10 for 1.6. The JZ2000 is so much brighter, and the audio system is it's like you are paying a premium for what is clearly a better TV on all points. It's like going an entire tier up, right? It's like going from an A8H to the A90J, but it's even greater than A90J because the audio on the 2000 is better than what you're getting on the A90J. So I would go with the JZ2000 if you already have that budget in mind. If you're stretching, wait for Black Friday. I mean, the JZ2000 literally released, 2 weeks ago? It's a great TV. I mean, I expect it to match the A90J in many ways and beat it in others. And it has gaming features that A90J doesn't have, and its audio is impressive. You don't need to get a soundbar with it as well. So
we also mentioned it doesn't have the Evo panel, which helps it more than hurts it.
Yeah, I mean, we know now that Evo is really to help with production cost and efficiency. But as far as image quality, if anything, it brings a pink tint that was not evident in the earlier
so you're
OLED.
better off with it.
Yeah, so if energy cost is a thing, okay, but the C1 isn't even an option, right? Hey, Kristen, thank you for the super chat. Oh, I already answer your question. Let me jump down. All right, I think I took care of all the super chats. Okay, everybody, if you don't know, I'm posting the live stream. I'm jumping on next. And if you're still here, thank you to our good friend Brian Whisper Status. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, oh wait, here we go, found it. One more super chat to go. I'm trying to make sure I pick up everything. Hey Jimmy, almost missed you. Thank you for that super chat. All right, 55-inch Hisense U6G or H8G. Only $20 difference. Okay. I reviewed the H8G last year. To me, the blacks were too lifted. It did not get bright enough. The U6G is, in my opinion, I believe, similar to the H8G, but I'd go with the newer TVs myself. I wasn't particularly impressed with the H8G, but I'm not going to get the U6G for review until a bit later. So I cannot give you an opinion at this point, but the good news is this. U6G is not going to get a great Black Friday deal. It's a new TV. So you could get the U6G for much cheaper come Black Friday. So I don't like comparing 2020 models with 2021 models because you are overpaying for the 2021 model. So yeah.
Especially now.
Yeah. So you're kind of overpaying for the U6G. And the U6G fixes a few of the things that the U8 or the H8G last year may have had issues with. So this is a hard one. I'd say wait. If the U6G is something you want to consider, you'll get a great deal on that on Black Friday. Okay, thank you for that, Jimmy. And hey, what's in store for you today? You got a lot of clients, a lot of business you got to take care of today.
Oh yeah, I'm busy today, brother.
Well, thank you for making time, man. I didn't expect you this morning. It's a pleasant surprise.
Are we still on? Are we off? Or we're off? Or
we're on. Oh wait. Let me take this off. Hey everyone, I'm going to live stream. We're talking off the air, right? All right. We'll see you on Brandon's channel.